The next topic, which I believe is related to the previous one, Holly Braithwaite's going to tell us a little something about what she's learned. I was trying to get a little story about her, and she gave me something about her dog and payway and chicken and dreams. It's crazy talk. Here we go.
Oh, that makes it sound really bad. My dog, chicken, payway, and dreams. My name is Holly Braithwaite, and I'm here to tell you about the fact that I'm an ex-radio hack who is now a successful single woman trying to date as not the predominant faith in Salt Lake City, Utah. It can be done. I was on the morning show on 97.1 ZHT, southbound I-15. Looks like it's moving along pretty well right now. Huh? But I have to tell you that it is tough dating if you're in radio. It's even tougher if you're a woman in radio. And there's definitely a difference between men and women trying to date. Men in radio seem to always have somebody to date. In fact, I knew somebody that actually took his cell phone, stuck it in his mouth, and went like this. Chick snorkel. Yeah, I like to say that men in radio are dripping in bitches. Not to say that Howard Stern or even Johnny Fever are that particularly good looking, but there's something kind of mystical, magical about a guy who stands behind a radio and talks, and they sound like they're really, really cool. Women in radio, on the other hand, it's a little bit more difficult. I mean, usually when women get into radio, they're already in a relationship, and I had put school and my career ahead of everything else, and so you have a crappy schedule. I was waking up at 3 a.m. every day, and it's tough because there's this misperception about women in radio. You're either fat, you're ugly, you're opinionated, you're okay, Dr. Laura is crazy. 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Dr. Ruth, you know, she did have a radio show, you wouldn't know it. So I moved up, I moved on, I got out of radio, decided to go into PR and media, which is great, a little bit more of a tricky schedule because you're on the call 24/7, but still putting your career ahead of everything else is tough to try and date in Utah if you're not going to a singles ward and if you're not going to class, if you're not in school still. I've had more than my fair share of dating disasters. I know everyone out there, oh, we've had them too. Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you a few little stories here, all right? And I will tell you that the names have been omitted in order to preserve the not so innocent. One Easter Sunday, I went to this guy's house sitting. I had been dating him for a while, opened his shed to put my Jeep top inside and found stacks of his ex-girlfriend's bras. She was deceased, by the way, on a workbench in the shed. That equals the Blair Witch Project. This Easter Sunday, I drank a lot of tequila. Yeah, he couldn't understand why I was upset, and you know what, that day, I might as well have been the Easter Bunny because I had so much tequila. This other weird situation that happened to me, I dated this guy, I like to refer to him as the ghost whisperer guy. Death, I'm sensing a theme here. He asked me one time if I was spiritual. I said, no, not really all that spiritual. He says, I'm spiritual, but not religious. I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, okay. He says, for instance, just the other night, I was laying in bed, and I had a conversation with your dead father. And he told me to tell you to lighten up and give this a chance. And I said, quoi? Tell him hi. This led to me drinking a lot of rum that time. Because when I'm upset, what I like to do, turn the heat up to about 100 degrees, drink a lot of fruity rum drinks, pretend I'm in Aruba. It's Bikram drinking. And watched the Blair Witch Project, ironically. Went speed dating with a bunch of girlfriends not too long ago, and this is really interesting. Thanks, you guys. It's like Pavlov's dating dogs. You sit at one table, they ring a bell, and guys go around to each woman. It's very weird, and it gets unnerving because you only have 6 minutes. So I decided that since I had a dog treat in my pocket, that's little Rico, that I would tell this guy that I'd think about going out with him and if he ate it. Yeah, it's a little childish and stupid, I'll admit, but then again, so is dating. So I had to think about things a little bit. My plea to folks is to just be normal. See, because men and women are both totally abnormal. Guys, they pull this weird stuff, and women, you let them get away with it. And we do this because we never think there's going to be anyone else. Well, I tell you what, there are over 308 million people in America, and the population's about split in half until you reach age 65 and all the dudes start dying. So my point is there's always someone else. Yeah, there are over 200 babies born every single hour. Not saying you should date someone under the age of 18, but guys, you've been dating chicks 20 years younger than you for years, and women, it's time to be a cougar. Rawr. So when you do go out, I just have to tell you one last thing. So there's the hangout versus the date. Guys, don't call women and say, hey, do you want to come over, watch a movie, maybe play some video game? Women, you let them get away with it. You're just as much at fault. So for more rants, visit radiofreeholly.com. Maybe if you're single, submit a headshot and a resume. And if you're dating somebody, good luck to you. And if you're with somebody, good luck to you too.